My name is Eric Moyer. I just graduated in biomedical engineering from Ohio State. This is Archie. I'll let him introduce himself.
My name is Archie Tram, and I am a biomedical engineering major, second year. And so I'm also in the Solar Education and Outreach.
So we're representing Solar Education and Outreach, which is a student organization at Ohio State, which is also in its third year, going into its fourth year next year. And so we've done a lot of what we think are pretty cool things. We wanted to share some of them with you. We've interacted with Bill several times, and Lucas and Scott, too, have been very crucial in our progress so far. So why are we here? Why are we presenting? So all of us in the room are interested in solving the energy problem. Some of us think it's going to be solved by solar. Some of us think it's going to be solved by wind, and then some of us might think that it's solved by clean coal or biomass or some other method. So what is the solution? What is the renewable resource that is going to solve our problems? Well, I think I know the answer. And I think that answer is education and students, the future generation. So no offense to most of the people in this room, or myself actually, but I don't think that our generation is going to be solving the problems. I think it's going to be the next generation. It's going to be always the new generation coming along that's going to be solving the problems. So this is I think one of our biggest resources that we have is the youth, and trying to inspire them to be interested in science and engineering and technology is one of the biggest goals of Solar Education and Outreach. So we have several projects that we do to try and reach our goal, and we'll talk about those. So we've had some success. It's been recognized by Ohio State and others for our work. We won the Spirit of Ohio State Award and the Technology Awards from Ohio State, and we also won a couple of one Scarlet, Gray, and Green Award, Humanitarian Award, as evidence of all of our hard work that we've put into the last couple of years and all of our projects that we've done. So the first one, our biggest project and our oldest project that we're probably most well known for is our international outreach work in Haiti. So for 3 spring breaks, we've gone down to Haiti and did a solar installation on a school. And on the top left picture is our team this year. There was 3 seniors and I think it was 2 sophomores, and then everybody else was freshmen. So we are definitely into the next stage of the next generation of students, the younger kids, trying to get them involved. And Archie was one of our freshmen this year who is going to be taking on hopefully some more leadership next year. Is going to be molding the organization into our goals, as for the people like me who are graduated and are going to be moving on. So.
So we went down to Haiti for the whole spring break for a week, and we have been working with Haiti people, and it is our main goal to collaborate with the Haitians so that both of us can learn about the solar technology as well as to use power tools and about the engineering design process also. And as you can see on the top right picture, that is our result after our work. That is one of the lights that we installed in the front yard of the community center so that they can use the light to light for their community activities.
So that's actually one of the systems. So this year we split our system into 2. We did one installation on a school and then one on a community center. This is the one that's on the community center, which powered electricity for which they could use for the TV that's in the bottom right. It's one of the moments that, the defining moments of the trip, was as soon as we plugged in the everything together, they brought out this TV that looked like it was from the 60s or the 70s and plugged it in and started watching a soccer match from like 3 years ago. And they were all excited to be able to watch this match, even though it was, really old. It was something that brought the community together. And the top right picture, we highlighted that because it was more of our engineering on the fly. We did an outdoor installation for that light, and you can see on the left is one of the initial steps in trying to get all the parts up there. We're using looks like the truck as a ladder because resources aren't as easy to find down there. But as Archie said, one of the main goals is to make sure that the community knows how to work the system and can do maintenance after we leave, or can expand the system. We actually found out while we were down there that one of the projects we did in the past had expanded their system. They'd added more solar panels and were working on getting a computer lab. So they had pooled the community's resources to get these panels, to put on these extra panels for the school to power, because we gave them the capacity to put up lights, but they wanted more. So they, from what we had taught them and what they were able to learn on their own, were able to expand their system into new capabilities. So we were really excited to hear about that and hope that continues.
So another major project that we do at Solar Education and Outreach is the solar cell soldering. Every week we meet together to solder the solar cells together to make solar strings, and we connect those strings together to make a functional solar panel. And as you can see, we also build the the wood frame for our panel to make it more secure and portable. It is our main goal to engage our members into hands-on solar technology by providing them the solar cells and the tools like the solar guns and solar irons, so that they can have a real experience working with solar technology. In our meetings, we also focus on teaching our new members about solar technology, like how solar cells work and how they should be connected together to make a working solar panel. We also teach them how to use the basic skills of soldering and using the power tools. Lastly, we want to give our members the opportunities to apply their knowledge about the engineering design process into a real-world scenario. And as you can see, at the beginning, we didn't intend to make a frame for our panel, and so it was really fragile, and the cells just keep breaking whenever there is something like hit it. So that's why we decided to design a frame to protect our panel.
And our goal at the beginning of the year, because this was a new project for this last year, was to make one solar panel. And as you can see, we finished 2, so we doubled our goal of only having 1, but not really commercially that useful at 64 watts, but you can still do quite a few things with 64 watts. And the main thing was that we wanted to have students, because most of the students had never seen a solar panel or never took one apart or knew how it worked. So we wanted to do this to make sure that how to put it together. The best way to learn how something works is to build it yourself. And so we really did that on our own. And
we are planning on using those panels for the Outreach project, and I'll let Eric talk about that.
So like I said earlier, the next generation is the biggest part of solving all of the energy problems, the world's problems, and we've really had a focus on this, and partnering with COSI and trying to get the younger audience interested in alternative energy or interested in science or engineering is really important to us. So we're going to be using the panels that we've made in our assembly, and then creating a display cart for COSI to walk the halls and show the kids, oh, this boombox is powered by the sun or by the light, and then, or this this blender, and they may make smoothies for the kids or something. I don't know, something that'll get students to ask questions and to be interested in it. So we are partnering with COSI on their science days, their science camps. To right now we're just volunteering, but we'd like to have our own display in the future. And then especially now with COSI going with their new energy display that they're going to be unveiling soon, is going to be it really shows that that's really important to COSI. So, and then one of the we educated ourselves through our Haiti project and our local projects, and one of the best ways to get new knowledge is to bring in experts. So one of our goals this year was to bring in a lot of experts in their respective fields. We had the Green Building Council. Mr. Spratley came in. We had several other researchers. Mr. Dixon came in over here, and we really want to hear straight from the kind of the sources about what's going on in the most recent news. So we had several speakers that we were really interested to hear from, and we're always looking to have more. So if anybody in this room knows or would like to volunteer, then please let us know. It's just a really good opportunity to hear directly what is going on in the current alternative energy or sustainability, or learn about new careers that we might not have previously thought about. So there's a lot of opportunity for our students, and we'd love to have you. So, and then also trying to give back to our local community and applying alternative energy and trying to raise the awareness of the applicability of solar energy specifically. We had another project.
And that is the campus safety project. And every week we go around the off-campus area to install solar security lights. And we have been focusing in the dark alleys and the dark backyards around the buildings where there's a high chance of criminal activities. And in doing this project, we are improving the safety of the students living around those areas, as well as the neighborhood in general.
Yeah, so this project was possible through cooperation with the Coalition for Nonviolent Columbus, which is funded through the City of Columbus, and also the undergraduate student government, who helped us purchase the lights. And then we've been installing these for the last year and a half now, and have gotten up 40 lights to really, they only take about half an hour to each for us to put in. We try to educate the people who are living there and the people who walk by and ask, what are you doing? And what's that thing that's going up there? Is that a camera? And so we try and say, no, it's just lights. We're trying to make this area safer, trying to discourage any crime that might happen. And we don't have any hard statistics on if crime has been avoided, but we like to think so. And this really started from 2 years ago when I don't know if you guys remember, there was a large hype about all the crime on campus. People thought that it was exploding, and so this was kind of our response. We wanted to do something, and this is what we thought we could do. So,
and we have been trying to check in with those lights from the past project, but because we have made a lot of them, so it's not very practical that we can get back to each and every of them. So I am thinking about creating like a sign so that we can put it on our light, so everyone else can know who put the light up. And the sign will also has our contact information so that they can get in touch with us if there's anything wrong with the light.
So then we have a couple of new projects that we'd like to start for this next year, the 2013-2014 school year. And we'll try and move through these quickly because we've been talking a while. So.
Yeah. So we have Dr. Wu from our speaker series, and after his dye-sensitized cell presentation, he offered us a exciting opportunities to work in his lab to create a more a new alternative to the current solar technology. As you know, right now the most popular solar cells that we have is the blue color one, and we are trying to combine the different materials with different color to harvest the frequency in the lights. And by doing that, we can create a more artistic solution to the solar power. And with the finish of this project, we can move on to the solar art installation. And as you can see in the picture on the bottom, the artist has used the solar cells of different color to create this beautiful solar panel that can power something as convenient as a table fan.
So that's the end goal of what we'd like to accomplish this year, and then we have two more projects. One of them, this one has applications in both here in the United States as like a novelty item, but also something that we can take to Haiti with us and designing solar-powered cooking apparatuses, I guess.
During this summer, we have created our first prototype, and the frame is made out of wood, and it has like a hyperbolic shape, just like the picture on the bottom left. And we also use highly reflective mirror for the surface, and because it takes us time and resources to build this prototype, we are planning on using it for our outreach projects as well as our recruiting events. And we are actually thinking about using that this cooking device for a solar cooking and cookout. And it would be a really interesting experience to see how we cook food using this device. And we have been trying to integrate this project into what we have done in Haiti, and we have been focusing on the cheaper and easier to build designs so that we can use the materials that we found in Haiti to create the solar cooking and the solar cooker.
So the next goal for this project is making, because we already made one out of Mylar reflective material. We'd like to make one out of, so I don't know if you've, last time you've eaten a bag of chips, but on the inside is like there's that reflective, looks like aluminum foil. So we'd like to try and make a solar cooking device out of all these chip bags because they are trash is quite frequent down in Haiti. So if we could make something that would you could cook some basic soup or something, then that would be, we think, could have a large application in developing nations like Haiti, where trash is very abundant and the access to the gasoline or kerosene or whatever they're using to burn isn't that available. So it'd also be safer, and so actually the community that we went to this year, one of the people in the community had a solar cooker, and the community said that I think once a month, they would all go to her house and she would make food for everybody. And they would, because making food for everybody would take a long time as it is, but it would take 10 hours to cook. So they would all hang out all day and just become closer as a community. And we'd really like to try and do our part to make that more possible. So. And then the last project, which is the newest project we've made probably the most gains on, is an on-campus charging station. So on Ohio State's campus, we've met with the landscape architect to talk about our idea. And so what we'd like to do is have a picnic table or like a place you can sit with solar panels on top that'll power 2 outlets or 3 outlets or whatever. where students can sit, they can plug in their laptops or cell phones, whatever they want, and they can study or mess around and use green energy to do that. And so you can see the bottom left is the University of Florida. One of the best things to get Ohio State in gear is to show other rival schools that are doing similar things. So, we showed these pictures. The bottom right one is another one from the
Catholic University of America.
Yeah, Catholic University of America, which isn't typically considered a rival of Ohio State's, but in solar charging stations, yes, it is. So we've been in contact with the landscape architect, have had several meetings with him to try and make it a collaborative process where we can get these installed on campus. And we have 2 locations that we're going to be working with. So the Hale Center is going to be it's the Black Multicultural Center. It's going to be torn down in the next year. They're going to be putting a green space there. So the university architect is going to be using our tables, hopefully by June 2014, to power some of the this on this location. And we'd also like to put by the Science and Engineering Library, which we think would be a perfect place to showcase our engineering skills and our so hopefully breaking edge or cutting edge science here. So 2 locations that we think would be really great for our design once we get it up and running. So we're going to be applying for 2 grants: the Coca-Cola Sustainability Grant, which is through Ohio State, and the Patel Grant through Patel, obviously. And so hopefully we get some things moving along. We've made some really great progress already. We have some preliminary designs that we've sent to the university architect, and we're waiting to hear back on his, because he obviously has final veto power about anything that goes on campus. So we've been working with some architectural student organizations on campus, and we've also been working with Engineers for a Sustainable World. So all of our projects are student-led. They're all designed and implemented by students, and we're really proud of what we've done, and have done a lot of recruiting this year, and we're going to be moving into developing some of our members to take on some of these projects. So if
you relocate the stations?
The charging stations? We're not that far in the design process yet, but we think that we would like them to not be, so to prevent theft.
Anchor.
What?
Anchor them to the ground.
Right. So we've talked with the architect about concrete slabs underneath to make sure that they stay still and all this stuff. But
could you move them if you took it apart? Relocate it to another place.
You could potentially do that, yeah. With our designs that we have now, do you think that would be a good idea or a bad idea to be able to do that?
Location where the house center is could be turned into a building someday.
Oh, okay, yeah.
So
well,
then if you could move it, you could move it down the street.
Yeah, that's a good point. So that's a good point to consider. We haven't. The landscape architect hasn't disclosed what the plan for the land is in 10 or 20 years, and hopefully our picnic tables, if we are able to put them there, will last that long. But there is a finite life on everything that goes there, so hopefully the finite life matches up with when they're going to tear it down. So, but if anybody has any expertise or any points of contact that will be able to help us in any of our projects, or you'd like more information, then here's our contact information and our website. So.
Can we put this on our website?